For this week, we decided to listen to, and we are going to be discussing the brand new album by Diddy, the Love album. Off the Grid is the fifth studio album by American rapper and record producer Diddy, or Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy if you are of a certain generation. It was released on September 15th, 2023. It is Sean Combs' first solo album as Diddy since 2006's Press Play. It's a long
Is it
time
really
ago.
a solo album?
Are we starting this already? Okay, Eric, say your piece. Let's get into this album.
No.
Say
Finish your review.
No. That
Finish
was
your
the
review.
that was the end. That was the end of it.
That
All
was
right.
it?
That was
Okay.
it.
Oh, that was the biggest claim to fame. It's a self. I did this all by myself, guys. I just.
Eric, your
This
thoughts.
this is very painful to listen to, this album. And I have to say, like, first of all, it's like coming in at like 23 or 24 songs.
24
right?
songs, yep.
Okay, I only had 23 in mind.
Okay,
so there's one song that you listened to more than I did, but thank God I didn't have to listen to it. I mean, like, this feels like it's trying to be a concept album, but it's doing a very bad job at it. Right? Like, it just seemed very cheesy, right? Like,
okay, yeah.
I just thought it was just very like, yeah, babe, we're off the grid, babe. Like, yeah, it's like, you want to continue? Yeah, I want to continue, babe. Like, it's just, I just felt like that part was very cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that this album had, like, I think that the later half of this album was better than the first half.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
the
Okay.
first half songs were just like, I don't know. They all sounded the same to me. The one song that really annoyed me was the second one, was What's Love.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
there's a it had this like weird, like, I don't know, like keyboard thing going on. And it was just too distracting from what was going on, so I couldn't really like hear what was being sung. Um I mean, there's another song, if we're talking about funny songs, which I started laughing. I felt like I was playing like a retro video game, like the Ninja Turtles, like Super Nintendo, was Mind Your Business. It felt like I was getting ready for like a boss fight in like a retro
Oh,
video game.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I do remember this one.
Right. So it just felt like I just pictured like side scroller and just like, ha, ha. That's all I pictured. I thought that the best song on this album was Moments with Justin
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber, yes. No, I do agree with you on
I
that one. Yeah.
I thought this song was like, so once the intermission hit, which was song 11 for me,
Yep.
I was like, this is taking a good turn. And Moments came after, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is actually like a pretty groovy song. Need Somebody was good too, and then the Mind Your Business, which was like the boss fight. I'm gonna call it the boss fight song. And then it hit Nasty, which I was just like, this song is like, this is ridiculous. This song is ridiculous. But I did think that the later half of this album was better. I thought that there were way too many songs on this album. Way too many songs. It all had the same groove to it. Like,
Yes.
this is an album that you are like, I want music to set the mood with this woman that I like, but I don't care if I see her ever again. So I'm gonna play this album. So
there's something to that, because like this, if I were to describe it, it is very late 90s R&B. Like, it's got that very R&B soul, like soul light feel to it, which is technically Diddy's ballpark, right? Because he was big late 90s, early 2000s, and really got famous with a lot of those R&B stars that we still remember today. this album, but I do agree with you. It is a painful listen. For whatever reason, he decided to try to like bring back that R&B 90s feel, but it just sounds dated. It really sounds dated.
Yeah, and like it did sound dated, and I found like you make a great point because there were songs that sounded like I think it was which one was it? It was I think it was What's Love. It just sounded like a Rihanna ripoff,
Mm,
right? Like
okay.
and it was just all these ripoffs of stuff that has been done in the 90s that we grew up
Yeah,
with.
like a Boys to Men, but not as good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like this has been done before,
Yeah.
right? And not that I'm saying that he needs to come up with something like crazy new, but I just felt like there was really no creativity about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Right,
when
and to say that this is his self album, I just think that's a load of crap because every song on this album, he's collaborated with somebody
has
else.
a feature, yeah, has a feature or with someone, which is hilarious. That's why when I listened to this, I really felt like it was more of a commercial for these artists,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
like there's no need to have this many people on this album. Like
No.
every single song has someone on it.
Unless you're creating a collaboration album,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah, yeah,
Slash has done that, like
yeah,
collaboration in every song he had a different rock musician on there or whatever, right?
yeah.
Clapton's done it. Jerry Lee Lewis has done it. Like they've all been good, but I almost felt like he was trying to almost like pull the wool over your eyes and be like, "This is my concept album that I've created," and it's like, yeah, I the feeling I got from this, the story is that he's with this girl, they're off the grid,
Mm.
right? So they're probably in some like remote location or like, they've turned their phones off. They're spending the weekend together. That's what I'm am picturing in my brain, and it's just like they're just getting it on like bunny rabbits, right?
Yeah, like this album has so many issues with it. It's too long. There's way too many features. Just it just dilutes the whole
Mm,
thing. Um, and I want to say like Diddy rapping on this, like there were so few instances of him rapping on this album
mhm,
that I was like, what's the point of even calling this his like solo album? But at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's better that Diddy isn't rapping because he's not that great of a rapper. Like he's a much better record producer. So if like even
mhm,
listening to these songs, like they're all crisp, like they all sound pretty good,
mhm,
but it does sound dated. But that's more just a stylistic choice rather than like you don't know how to record or mix an album.
mhm. And production wise, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like like it sounds great.
Yeah.
Like in terms of just like even like some of my speakers and headphones support the lossless audio that Apple does, and it just sounds so crisp, like you
Hmm.
said. But and you can hear like every little nuance, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. Like even with the collaboration of these artists, like I only know a few of them personally, but most people will know more, obviously. But I think that even some of the lyrics that some of these artists are singing, it's just like this is very like I don't know. It's it's almost like reading like the books I'm reading to my daughter right now. Which are just like, "Hello, I'm a chicken," right? Obviously, it's not like that,
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
but you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Outside of that Justin Bieber song, nothing really stood out. I did like
Mhm.
"Deliver Me," the third track, slightly. Buster Rhymes' verses on that were pretty sick, but
I actually took a note of that because when I looked at that song when it was playing, I was like, "I bet you this is an old hip hop guy
yeah,
that's on
Busta, yeah,
here,"
Buster
and
Rhymes,
and
yeah.
Buster Rhymes, obviously I don't know much about hip hop. Ever since this podcast, it's definitely broadened my view. But that song was actually pretty decent too.
Hmm. Yeah. That was my fear of when I put this album on the list. I was like,
Mhm.
is Diddy's album actually gonna be good? I don't really have much faith. I know it's gonna sound good, but is it going to be good? Unlikely.
Mhm.
But anyways, Eric, final thoughts and ratings. Let's wrap this up.
I mean, I know I definitely gonna listen to Mind Your Business when I'm playing a video game and I get to the boss challenge. That's hard because it's just like, that just sounds exactly like you're getting ready for a boss fight. Or it just felt like I was like playing like Pokemon on the Game Boy, which is just I don't know why that stuck with me so much. Final thoughts. It was well produced. Definitely well produced. I don't know anything else to compare with Diddy's album. So I know his famous stuff back in the day, but I don't know too much. I think that this is definitely not his best work.
Hmm.
I think that he can definitely knock this down. Like there's some songs that I don't even think should be classes, should even be songs. I think they should just not be there. But I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 10.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this album. I thought it was just exhausting to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, 1 out of 10. Damn. I'm yeah, I'm on the same page as you. If I had to give it something, it's not gonna be very high. It's like for me, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10, just because like you could probably leave it in the background and sort of just groove with it, because it does have that
Mhm.
90s R&B feel. So it's sort of laid
Yeah.
back. It's got that sort of round bass sound, that just very mellow bass, not no treble or anything. So it could be good background music.
Yeah, for
Um,
making love to a woman that you don't want to see ever again.
yes, exactly. But
Mm.
like, I don't know. Outside of that, the songs aren't very strong. The lyrics aren't very strong for the most part, and it's just too diluted. It's just so many features and so many people on these tracks that
Mhm.
there just
Well,
isn't
even
any
like
cohesion or anything.
even track 10, well on mine, it's Diddy with The Weeknd and French Montana, and then featuring 21 Savage. It's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. It's this album is a complete mess. So for me
Mhm.
it's 3 out of 10 for this one.
Mhm.
Uh all right. Oh, I didn't even have the album cover on the screen. Oops, that's my bad. I
That's
should update that.
not much better.
Yeah. No, also the album cover for this is garbage. I don't know why. It's like Metallica's 72 Seasons. It's
Yeah, or I,
way
I
too
was
much.
actually I was thinking like Weezer, like
Oh my
something
god.
like Weezer would
Yeah,
come up
yeah.
with
It's just
the
this
Red
is
Album.
this is too much. Too much red.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. For those of you following along with us every single week, we are actually off for next week, so we won't be. There won't be a podcast next week, but in 2 weeks' time, we will be listening to and discussing Dogstar's brand new album, "Somewhere Between the Power Lines and Palm Trees." For those of you who don't know who Dogstar is, this is the band where Keanu Reeves is
John
the bass
Wick.
player, or John Wick.
John
Yeah,
Wick
John Wick is the
takes a
bass player.
break from killing people to play bass.
So yeah, we're gonna be listening to and discussing Dogstar's brand new album, which comes out, I believe it's this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
Um,
excited.
but yeah, 2 weeks time we will be back with a brand new podcast. And that's basically it. Chasing Dragonfly says, "What doesn't he do?" Yeah, Keanu Reeves does a lot. Does everything.
He's the chosen one. That's why.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's the podcast. This is a Crossroads Music Podcast. We're here live on twitch.tv/the Crossroads Music Podcast. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places where you get your podcasts. Check out the YouTube channel. People yell at us there.
Yeah,
Discord.
jump on the Maniskin train.
But that's it for the week. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time.
Thank you. Cheers.